There we are. Greetings, humans. Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods, people. That is where bears live. The original Native Americans? Native Americans, what the heck? We'll go with it. Not those stinking Indians. It was freaking bears, people. Bears. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is having a great lead up to the big day, the big feast, as we call it. That would be Thanksgiving, people, where everybody's thankful that they got a nice big turkey right in front of them. The tryptophan, you just sit back and you go back in the chair, and you're like, and you fall asleep, much like bears do, actually, after we eat. Get a little sleepy, and, next thing you know, you wake up, and it's like March or April. Like, what the heck? Where did winter go? Oh, well. That's why bear lives in Florida, so it doesn't get that cold. Slightly cold, but not that cold out there. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case is. Hello, P-Money. Good to have him here. Amy as well, probably Melissa, not that far behind here. Let's see. Happy 44 days after Canadian Thanksgiving. What? Huh? A bear does not recognize Canadian Thanksgiving. There's only one Thanksgiving. That's America's Thanksgiving. Yes, indeed. Do you still have leftovers, asked Amy. Well, there you go. There you are. If you do, make sure you share. Make sure you give thanks to your southern neighbors, even though they, ram a car through a barricade and fly, through the air, flames everywhere. A good start to the Thanksgiving weekend. Oh boy. Yes, indeed. Well, actually, people, before we will get into it in just a second here, but Bear's got let me see if I can get to it here. There we go. Little special package for you good people from Awesome Aaron. So we'll get into that. Uno momento. We're doing a little box open. Bear's always, I tell you, people, always trepidatious about doing a box open live. You never know what's going to happen. But Bear will do it just for you good people out here. Let's see. P-Money says, actually, Amy, tomorrow I'm going to celebrate American Thanksgiving, as you should, by buying one of those TV turkey dinners. How dare you? Well, okay. We'll allow it. We'll allow it out here. Thanksgiving must be a payday for Bear. So much leftovers at the Timmersons. Well, Black Friday, really. Black Friday. Usually they don't throw it away until the day afterwards, but that's all right. Bear actually got a nice little tummy full of some crab earlier, so delicious. Looking forward to that. Have a little snack, and then away we go. No, usually on Thanksgiving it's the pies. It's the pies on, the shelves, out there that you go and you pull it off of the window shelves. Like, ooh, there's a pie right there. A little hot. Quite a bit hot, but, that's what you got the claws for, people. That is what you got a claws for. Pick up a single serve pie if it rounds out your celebration. Yeah, I saw Uncle Lee getting like 4 pies yesterday. I was like, wait a minute, only 4? He must be on a diet or something if you're only eating 4 pies by yourself. So there you go, people. There you are. All right, actually, let's, one of the reasons that Bear has, such a great and smart audience out there, Bear could just jump straight on into it. Oh, all the news. Oh, you got the freaking, let me get the people up here. Here we go. You good people out here. Here we are. We could do very easily just, reciting all the news stories out there. Blah, 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 blah. Marvels, yada, yada, yada. Brie Larson, blah, 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 blah. It was actually kind of funny. They had something, what was it? Deadline, I think? I think it was Deadline a couple weeks ago where they were saying, oh, gosh, if only the actors could come out and promote their movies, they're going to do a whole lot better. They had one where Brie Larson came out on, I think, the Today Show, And there's like, oh, okay, she's going to be promoting the new movie. Nope, she's going to be promoting, oh gosh, where was it here? Did I take it down? I think I took it down. The Apple TV show that she was on. No mention of the Marvels. No mention whatsoever out there. LOL, pies for everyone. I like your thinking, Amy. I like your thinking quite a bit there. Marvel's breaking records left and right. Not only that, but also, I thought this one was kind of interesting and well from that Park Place. Disney had 5 of the worst flops of all history in 2023 alone. 2023 alone. And I was thinking about this right before. It's always dangerous for beers to be thinking about stuff, but I was thinking about this earlier. Like okay, all right, you're let's just say you're in the future, 100, 200 years from now. Take it out of the modern context. Take it out of all of the, all the back and forth, all the political stuff, all the all the names and all that stuff. Just take it away from all that. I was thinking about this. I was like, well, wait a minute. Okay. All right, let's just say, and by the way, everybody's going gonzo over, let me get to it. Where was it here? Where was the other one? Everybody's going gonzo over, oh, wow, they're going to have Jimmy Olsen be a white guy, a ginger. Wow, shocking. Like, wow, that's like, it's like literally throwing crumbs to people, and people are just like, oh, it's the best thing ever. Like, no, come on, man. So anyways, just kind of thinking about this for a little bit there where, like, a lot of the times there was one, gosh, what was it? It was something where they were talking about some sort of Viking show or something along those lines, something like that, where they took some famous Viking, famous Norwegian out there, like some sort of great Norwegian out there. And of course, race swapped them. Of course, it made and gender swap. So it went from a strong, virile Norwegian man to a black female. You're like, oh, okay, all right, let's just go with that for just a second. Just kind of think about this. Okay, you're a historian, and 200 years from now, 100 years from now, kind of look back on all this stuff, and you're thinking like, okay, well, wait a minute. Here they're saying without saying things. Trying to make the impression on people, but they're not really saying what they really want to say, which is basically, girl boss great. Where was girl boss out here? There, girl boss great. White male. The new Disney film that they've got coming out. It's I think it's called Wish. I like Wish Upon a Star or something like that. It looks terrible. Disney animation has just like completely gone to just El Crapo. Well, it was El Crapo before, but at least they had Pixar. Now it's all El Crapo. So you're thinking like, okay, all right, here you go. You got the, I think she's like Hispanic, trying to take over the white king and blah 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 blah. She's gonna take her place and yada yada yada. You're like thinking about this. You're like, okay, but what is? There's no cultural impact to it. It's not like it's lasting of any kind whatsoever. I mean, just go back and think about all the stuff that they've raced or gender swapped out there, and it's like, okay, for what point? Okay, people in 100 or 200 years from now, are they really gonna? Oh wow, what a great. Or to the flip side, let's just say everybody's woke in 200 years. Looking back on it, it's like, well, wait a minute. Why didn't you just race swap everybody? Why were you holding back? Why did you put Brie Larson in there when you could have put, a female of color in there as well? You're thinking back on that, and you're like, well, wait a minute. There's not okay, they're spending all this money to do all this woke stuff, even if let's just say you agree with it for just a second. But it's not lasting. There's no impact to it. Bear was going back and reading one of the classics out there, Beowulf. Of course, when Bear was a little cub out there being taught in school, okay, here's Beowulf and all this other stuff. Had no idea it had very religious connections to it. Essentially, what was it? Cain? I think it was Cain and Abel, that sort of deal. That was, you know, the sort of essentially talking about evil in the world, and you know how you can never get rid of it. You can only just keep it at bay, and you know, even if you do keep it at bay, it'll come back and get you one of these days. Yada yada yada. Old school Beowulf. That was what? I don't know, 800, 1,000 years ago. Let's see. Probably about 500 years ago. 500 to 800 years ago. We're still talking about Beowulf. Nobody, literally nobody in 20 years, much less 200 years, is going to be talking about the Marvels, even though they spent a crap ton of money on it. And it's like, well, why? You're not even... Beer's made this comparison before of like the Soviet Union artist. You had plenty of, you know, novelists, Tolstoy, Chekhov, all the greats, novelists, Russian novelists back in the day. I don't think anybody could come up with a Soviet artist off the top of their head. They were around, what, 80, 90 years? Can't think of one. There were plenty of artists there that made a lot of propaganda, but nobody made like any cultural lasting impact. And that's kind of the interesting thing that Beer kind of... I could just talk about, oh, the Marvels, such another record, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Okay. But why? Why? This is the point. Where Beer's... Like, okay, there's got to be a point to all this, but interesting. We'll get into this. Let me get to the chats here real quick. Let's see. Ruth is lying in bed next to, I hope, P-Money, watching the bridge explode on the news, and she says, "Hi, Bear. Hi. Wow, Marvel's breaking records left and right. That's impressive," says P-Money. There we go. Amy says hello as well, and hope they have a great Thanksgiving. Yes, indeed. Jimmy Olsen kind of looks like a Jimmy Olsen. Good job. Well, the movie's never going to get made, so don't worry about it. Disney having a red-headed actor. No. This is our good friend James Gunn out here. Beer's conflating a number of different things out. Just kind of taking on the wokeness to begin with here. But you know, just kind of, a couple of headlines here that Beer's just kind of sitting back and thinking like, okay, you're doing all this, you're spending all this money. Okay, for what reason? Other than just like, you know, accolades at a party, accolades at an awards banquet that you're giving awards to yourself. Whoop-de-doo. Like, okay, that really matters. It matters to people, but they're not really the best people. Let's just put it that way. So anyways, let's just go ahead. I thought this was a great article here from The Park Place. Some people might know, is it WDW Pro, I believe, is the... Let me just double check here. Sorry, people. Yeah, WDW Pro. There you go. There he is, right there. Kind of a newsbreaker as far as Disney parks and Disney kind of in general here. Disney just had 5 of the worst flops of all history in 2023 alone. The Marvels is just one of many. By the way, the Marvels, let's see. I think they've got that Wish movie. I believe it's scheduled to be number 1. Let's see. What was number 2? I forget if it was the Hunger Games movie or if it was the Trolls movie. One or the other there. They had the Thanksgiving horror film out there, and there was another... Oh, gosh. Bear's drawing a blank. Marvel's wasn't even in the top 5. It lost... Let me go back to it. Let me just show people here. Anyways, Bounding into Comics, Spencer McCooley talks about this. Here we go. Here it is. November 10th, 2023, rank number 1. The gross, the entire everything. $46 million. That doesn't sound right. Oh, yes, it is. In 4,030 theaters, $11,000 per theater. Total gross, $46 million. Second week. Bear always says, you can't always judge a movie by its first weekend. Avatar being a great example, made its money in the weeks afterwards. So you always got to look at the second or third weekend, see what the change is here. Nearly 80%, still the same amount of theaters there. only made $10 million. Only made, I think, $1.5 million today, if Beer remembers correctly. $2,000 a theater. Again, that is split. That is split. Usually, sometimes it's 50-50, 60-40, something like that. Usually, the theater owners take half. The production or the studio takes the other half. Sometimes, like Star Wars, it was like 70-30 or 80-20, but that was like for the first week or two. So per theater, Disney's only making about $1,200 in its second week across the board, drop of 78%. So they have it ranked number 4. I think it was out of the top 5. So you had a number 1 with an asterisk, number 1 movie the last week, and it came in just ahead of the Freddy's movie that's in week number 4. That's still, the Freddy's movie has done like double what the Marvels has done. I think it's 150 million, something like that. So, or actually almost triple there. So, yeah, there you go. And of course, our good friends at Deadline. Oh, Freddy's movie, it's terrible. It's a flop. Oh, well, you know, the Marvels, it's okay. It's all right. They did fine. They did fine. There we go. They're saying 4th most popular. I've seen it a little bit different, but there you go. There is. Okay, so let's see. So Hunger Games number 1, Trolls. Oh, Trolls. Okay, number 2. Thanksgiving number 3. I thought that there was another one there as well, but I couldn't recall. But anyways, it does. Set a record. Not a very good record, but a huge record. Here we go. Before the last 12 months, landing on a top flop list would have been grounds for a company to make drastic changes or even go under. We'll talk about that in just a second. Somehow, however, Disney has managed to decimate the record books for worst losses over and over and over just in 1 year. In the grand tapestry of North American cinematic history, there exist tales of triumph and success. But like in any industry, it's not immune to the occasional misstep. At least it was once occasional. That has changed dramatically in the last year. They say, as we delve into the annals of film history, taking a walk back here, people, we uncover the top 10, this is the top 10, biggest box office flops of all time, leaving an indelible mark on the industry. In the spirit of industry accuracy, let me present you what were, he says, what were the biggest flops of all time. Biggest flops of all time. What's the next MCU movie anyways? I haven't paid attention. Says pretty much every moviegoer out there. If Bear remembers correctly, let's see. I don't know. They pushed a whole bunch back. I forget. It's not really that important. Nobody's going to go see it anyways. All right. Greatest flops of all time before. This was before 2023. Okay. Heaven's Gate. Not to be confused with the cult that committed suicide from the, they were trying to get onto a comet. I think they were trying to get onto like a comet or an asteroid or something like that. Had the funny Nike shoes and the crazy weird guy there. No, not that. That's a completely different Heaven's Gate. This Heaven's Gate was one of the biggest bombs of all time. In the annals of cinematic infamy, few names resonate with as much weight as Heaven's Gate. Directed by Michael Cinema, who did right before this. Did a little movie that people might have recognized called The Deer Hunter. Squeal little piggy, that sort of deal. Michael Camino literally won all the Oscars for that movie. Literally, that was his movie prior to this. So if you remember correctly, they had the story a little while back where they're talking about, was it Nina DaCosta? She was the one that did the Marvels movie. Oh, we're going to compare you to, Steven Spielberg and all this other stuff. And it's like, no, what movies has she done? I mean, really? I mean, nobody really knows. So you had A very hot, very important director out here. This epic Western spiraled into an abyss of financial failure, costing an astronomical $44 million in 1980 money, and yielding a meager $3.5 million at the box office. The overspending and artistic ambitions of the director clashed with the harsh realities of the market, leaving a lasting lesson about the perilous intersection of art and commerce, and actually got rid of, I think it was Paramount, if Bear remembers correctly. It might have been Paramount. Their CEO, or the head of the studio, left after that. He was summarily fired. And by the way, brought us like Godfather and a number of other great movies out there. Had one terrible movie, and it says, "You're out. You're out. See ya. See you later." A top flop. Does that mean you make a movie that almost makes a profit, or one that loses the most? It would be loses the most. Loses the most money. And this is before this year. So Cutthroat Island from 1995. In the spirit of maritime adventures, Cutthroat Island set sail with high hopes, only to find itself shipwrecked in the stormy seas of financial ruin. With Gina Davis and Rennie Harlan directing, swashbuckling endeavor incurred a production cost back then. This was quite a lot of money, $115 million, making it one of the costliest failures in cinematic history. Lackluster script, and inability to recoup expenses at the box office made Cutthroat Island a cautionary tale of financial folly that was completely ignored by Bob Iger. But he should have learned from John Carter. I think he was there at the time. Heralded as a potential franchise starter. I think this was right before they bought Star Wars. So Star Wars kind of influenced John Carter influenced George Lucas to make Star Wars. So they were kind of looking at this. He's like, the new Star Wars. Nope, completely flopped. Failed to launch with the desired momentum, they say. The film struggled to connect with audience, resulting in a staggering $200 million loss for Disney. Despite its visual spectacle, the narrative failed to resonate. Emphasizing the importance of a compelling story in the cinematic equation, which they completely forgot about. They go on, Ishtar, another great... great flop, as they say. A great flop. $55 million, only came in with $14 million. Whoops-a-doodle. 13th Warrior? Really? That was actually a pretty good movie. 13th Warrior became a cautionary tale about the perils of unchecked spending, directed by John McTiernan, who you might remember from a little movie called Die Hard, and starring Antonio Banderas in a Viking epic. Amassed a production cost of $160 million, only to recoup a fraction of that at the box office. By the way, Michael Crichton book there. So there you are. I think after he died, though, or it might have been right before he died. Mars Needs Moms out there, $150 million budget, flushed down the toilet. Lone Ranger, another Disney movie, $190 million loss with Johnny Depp and Arm & Hammer, who I think, wasn't there something with like cannibalism or something like that he got kind of course, he's got some sketchy family history and all that other stuff. Speaking of sketchiness, Battlefield Earth, $73 million loss, whoops-a-doodle. Speed Racer from 2018. The Wachowskis coming off of, the high of The Matrix. And then they're like, well, we made Speed Racer, lost $75 million. So you know what? I'm done with the whole male stuff. I'm going to become a woman. So that's, I guess, what happens when you lose $75 million. Town and Country. Most people don't remember this. So Warren Beatty, Diane Keaton, Goldie Hawn. What was the other guy? Was it like Gary Shandling or something? Something like that. And it was really just kind of a sort of talking heads just basically people talking in rooms, essentially. $90 million. $90 million made, $10 million of it back. Whoops-a-doodle. Whoops-a-doodle. P-Money says, 13th Warrior is a guilty pleasure of his. I remember seeing that in the theater. Long time back. Long time back. There you go. He says, now let's take a look at how the list fares when Disney's latest year is applied to the situation. In doing so, note that we're not taking into account movies that released during the pandemic or lockdown years. To do so would be to equivalate films that were locked out of a normal release and therefore unfairly damaged by forces beyond anyone's control except for the Fouch in China. Gosh darn it. China is arsehole. First, let's take a look at Ant-Man Quantumania. Film had an estimated $200 million budget, probably higher in reality, and likely a $100 million marketing budget. By the way, just going back here, I mean, you don't have to go that very far. Speed Racers, 2008, $75 million. Battlefield Earth back in 2000, $73 million. So, of course, with inflation and all that stuff, it's a little bit higher, but just kind of taking that into account here. Let's see. We're using minimums to be as fair as possible to Disney and provide them with the best case scenarios. How dare you? After taxes and theatrical payments, which we were talking about, you got to kind of split it, a little half and half there. The film would have needed to make about $600 million to break even, but it only grossed $463 and change. An estimated $75 million loss, again at minimum. Easily putting Disney on the top 10 all-time losses, but it wouldn't be the last in 2023 rather. Little Mermaid was another horrific financial mistake for Disney. Gee, I wonder why. With a budget estimate of $97 million, not to mention a gargantuan advertising budget. I had heard it's around $150 million for the budget just for the advertising. This is a film that needed to be make between $900 million and $1 billion to break even. With only $568 million in revenues worldwide, The Little Mermaid likely took a staggering loss. That makes one wonder what Bob Iger was drinking before a recent earnings report, which he praised the film. Well, what else was he going to do? Let's not forget Strange Worlds. I've already forgotten Strange Worlds. What the heck is Strange Worlds about? I don't know. Let's see. Amy says, I saw a Speed Racer movie. I don't remember much. That might be. I remember it was a very kind of weird, like sort of acid trip visuals or something. I don't remember much, but the bad guy was the most charismatic character. You need to be careful with that. Yes, indeed. I wonder if Deadpool got pulled and the Thanos snapped. Would he regenerate anyways? Oh, poofed. Interesting. I don't know. Don't have an answer to that one. Anyways, Strange World that Bear has no remembrance of whatsoever. A Disney animated disaster piece is what they call it. Estimated to lost almost $200 million, which leaves one to wonder if it burned more money than Little Mermaid or not. Still, such articles as MovieWeb and other corporate narrative weavers are unlikely to tell you that. And then they go on, go check out Strange World, which nobody, I can't even, hold on, let me look this up. Bear had to, the previous, one of the previous shows I was doing the archive of it. We were talking about Hollywood and the strike. Beer was talking a good game about the strike. Didn't even realize, they settled it. I didn't even, literally right there while Beer was on air. So got the old iPad out here just in case Beer misses anything. All right, let's see. Strange World. Strange World. Okay. Let's see, a 2022 movie. The legendary Katas are a family of explorers whose differences threaten to topple their latest and most crucial mission. Starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Gabrielle Union, and a number of other people that I can't even pronounce. There you are. Jacoby Young White. I saw. Oh, Lucy Liu is in this. Lucy Liu is in this. Alan Turget, who also is doing the Wish movie as well. So good luck with that, sir. You're in there with. He literally has two bombs of all time there. 2 bombs of all time. Anyways, there's that. It's nothing really. I don't even remember this. November 23rd. I guess this was 2022. So a year ago. And people have literally forgotten about it. Holy cow. Anywho, let's see. Getting back to it. Of course, we must not leave Indiana Jones and the Dial It Depends off the list. It was an easy contender for their biggest box office flop in all of history. And that's after all, Heaven's Gate and all the other ones out there. How do you make Indiana Jones into you really have to work hard. I mean, like overtime hard to take Indiana Jones and make it the worst box office film of all time. After his horrific stunt in movie theaters, $381 million in change is all it managed to muster, despite an unfathomable budget that had it sitting somewhere between, can you believe it, people, $901 billion for a break-even point. We estimated in the past that Indy 5 managed to cost Disney somewhere between $250 and $300 million in losses. And yet the Marvels has managed to outdo it. Congratulations, Brie Larson. Congratulations. It would be remiss not to mention The Flash. We're just going to skip that. Who cares? Anyways, The Marvels is going to lose a breathtaking, people, $300 million. Unless a miracle were to drop down and save Disney somehow. I doubt it. And a likely prophecy to remember, that ain't going to happen. You got that right, sir. You got that right. And so there you have it. In 2023, Disney managed to knock 5 flops out of the work. We just read through all those. Knocked out 5 of them. And in their place are Strange World, which nobody remembers. Indiana Jones, how could that possibly be? Little Mermaid, really. Why they needed to do a live action one, I don't know, whatever. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. That's a really long title. And now The Marvels. 2 of those films, Indy and The Marvels, are the top 2 flops of all cinematic history! And it's not even close. And guess what, folks? Wish is coming out to lackluster reviews this Wednesday. It's true. I think it came in at like a little higher than The Marvels. So it was like $46, $48 million, something like that. I think Marvels took in, what was it the first week? Let me see. 1 second here, people. 46. So I think it was like 48 or something like that. So it did slightly better than The Marvels did. Slightly better. Whoops-a-doodle. If you've not clued in yet to this terrible situation that Disney's facing, you better recognize Wall Street, take notice. Content creation might not be the biggest sector of the Walt Disney Company. By the way, we were talking about that with the quarterly report. I know it gets a little boring with numbers and all this sort of stuff. I apologize, people. But what he's saying here is, hey, there are other stuff. There's the parks. There's, licensing fees, toys, yada, 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 all that sort of stuff. So the movies, are off on its own little thing. It's off over there. Everybody was expecting Disney to make, I forget what it was, for the quarter. They were expecting it to make X amount, and they actually came in about $500 million under. $500 million under. So that is it wasn't The Marvels, but it was some of those previous movies there. That was the difference. That just like Little Mermaid and what was the other one? Little Mermaid and wasn't Strange World. Little Mermaid and Quantumania. Literally knocked Disney off the estimated all the smart people on Wall Street, it managed to knock that off. There. So there you go. Anyways, might not be the biggest sector of the Walt Disney Company, but it's the lifeblood that feeds all the other sources of revenue other than ESPN. Do you think kids are rushing to the theme parks to see strange world characters? No, nobody knows them. Think again. Do you think mommies and daddies are buying up Captain Marvel toys this holiday season? No. This is a company that can only live off of sequels, assembly line quick fixes for so long. And if they decimate properties like The Little Mermaid so badly, why should we believe in Frozen 17? Or, the Marvels 4, anything like that. So it all is downstream. You needed the good, I was going to say Snow White, but that's going to be another flop. I don't know. The Lion King, let's just say. Let's go back that far. So you got the Lion King movie comes out, the original one, not the remake. The original movie comes out, everybody's like, right on. And, they might have a ride at Disney World. They'll sell toys, bedspreads, blankets, all the stuff out there. But it originally comes from the movie. So if you have a bad movie coming out, nobody's going to be buying your product. So, they're kind of screwing the pooch there. And that was kind of Bear's point at the beginning of the show. Okay, let's just say you believe in all of that. Let's just say you believe in, race swapping and gender swapping and all this other stuff. And you've lost all this money. But, okay, all right, we want to have the cultural impact. So we're going to get into the kids' minds and we're going to warp and twist their minds and all this other stuff. Make the parents buy the crap toys. Well, they're not buying them. So that really means that they're whatever sort of cultural impact that they wanted, the Marvels to have out there on impressionable minds, it's not even having. So, okay, we're going to take the loss on this, but we're going to, brainwash the youth out there. Well, it's not even happening there. And we went back to, God, I can't even remember the name. What was the name of it again? Strange Worlds? Strange something? What the hell was it called? Strange World. I can't even remember the name of the title, much less a character in there. It had Jake Gyllenhaal, whatever. Anyways, not only has Disney seriously failed, but unfortunately the mainstream press has failed inadequately foreseeing this, relaying this, and articulating this. Well, that's why you good people listen to Bear. But we here at the Park Place are just getting started. You had to throw that in there, didn't you? Didn't you, sir? Anyways, Walt Disney World Pro, as he is known out here. Opinionated commentator on all things Disney. And he's really sharp. He's got a lot of great sources out there. So theparkplace.com if you want to go check all that out. And again, race swaps, all this other. I keep seeing these video titles where it's like, yay, or we're winning, or all this other stuff. No, we're just not losing as badly. This is just a sop to some of the people. It's like, oh well, we'll give you a Jimmy Olsen. It'll probably be just like what was that? Superman versus Batman, where hey, all right, we got a great one here, and then Jimmy Olsen dies in like the first 5 minutes of the movie. It's like, okay, well, there goes Jimmy. I'm sorry, people. Spoiler alert out here. All right, let me get back to the El Chato out here, you good people. Let's see. 13th Warrior is a guilty pleasure. There you go. P-Mike says, congratulations, Captain Marvel. You beat Indiana Jones. I knew America's sweethearts could do it. Congratulations, Bree. Yay, ask Amy. Yay. I don't know. We'll have Indiana Jones 6. It'll be a crossover between Indiana Jones. He'll be in a wheelchair or on a ventilator or something like that. It'll be a crossover between him and the Marvels. that'll be a great movie there. Great movie. Anybody expect out of desperation Disney will do Star Wars MCU crossover and try and make some money? You know, I had heard like a rumor about that, and that was years ago. I think that was like a Doomcock rumor or something, that they were gonna, like, the end of the last movie, it was gonna somehow be connected with like the Avengers or something. I didn't catch that, but they can sure try. Again, okay, all right. Yeah, let's do a team up with Daisy Ridley and Brie Larson. That'll put butts in seats. Yeah. Oh yeah. Butts in seats out here. And it won't be cool enough for anyone to want to watch. No, again, Bears made the mention Star Wars is dead. Bear, listen, there's probably 5 or 6 Star Wars stories out there, and Bear's like completely ignoring all of them. It's just like, why bother? I remember doing it a while back, and Bear was really getting into it, all the Star Wars movies that they were announcing and blah, 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 that never came to fruition. I think one of the people from, was it James Mangold? I think it was James Mangold that just did the Indiana Jones movie, one of the colossal flops of all time. He was going to go do a Star Wars movie. They were announcing that before Indiana Jones came out, and then radio silence. You never heard anything about that. They probably quietly canceled that movie. The Daily Wire Snow White has dwarfs in it, like actual dwarfs, or like, you know, they had like actors just on their knees or something. Better have actual dwarves out there. Actual dwarves. Let's see. Hey, the Daily Wire Snow White looks not bad. Oh, you mean the Disney live action Snow White? Gotcha. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Let's see. Amy says, I mean, if you write good stories with interesting characters, you'll sell more T-shirts. Your lips to God's ears here. Your lips. Well, your fingertips, actually. There you go. Let's see. Not just Daisy Ridley and Brie crossover. Let's add Frozen's Zelda in there as well. Elsa. Okay, there you go. I thought you were gonna say Ezra Miller. I was like, oh boy, here we go. There's a trio right there that's gonna be doing something. Zelda Adventures of Link might be a better idea. Actually, I think they're coming out with a Zelda movie, aren't they? They were talking about that coming out right after the Mario movie. I believe it was a Zelda movie. It might have been. Yeah, I think it was a Zelda movie, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm all in as well. That would be good. Bear does not have a Switch. Gosh, Bear hasn't played Zelda since like the SNES days, whichever one that was. Oh no, I take that back. A friend of Bear's had the GameCube one. I played that one for like maybe an hour or two. I didn't get into it that much, but yeah, need to check out the new one. They got the new Zelda movie, and I think they got a new Mario game as well. A new Zelda game out there. So Amy's all in for a Zelda movie. There you are. There you go. There you are. All right. Listen, people. In Bear's opinion, and he's taken it from actually the Bounding Into Comics people, Spencer Baculi out here. I don't know. If you guys want Bear to read it, I'll check it out here. But I really don't think that this movie is going to be made. I really think that Warner Brothers is going to... Listen. Warner Brothers is in debt. Disney is in more debt, but they don't have to pay it off right away. Warner Brothers is in debt, and they need to pay it off pretty quickly. So one of the rumors out there is they might be selling off either the entire DC, or maybe like DC Comics or DC Films or something like that. So the rumor out there, they brought in James Gunn to do like a 10-year plan of DC. They have no way of affording, you know, the $200 and $300 million movies for, you know, Superman and all this sort of stuff. They're going to come in. They're going to be basically making it sort of a turnkey operation. So let's just say Apple buys it. So Apple will have the plan. They'll have all the actors, some of the directors lined up, and all this other stuff. Kind of a lineup. And all they got to do is just put the money into it, which Warner Brothers doesn't have. So, I feel like it's just kind of a waste of time talking about James Gunn's Superman. But it's like, I don't think it's actually going to come out. They keep saying, oh, it's going to be out next year. No, it's not. They're still bringing in actors to, fill out roles. It already looks pretty bloated to begin with. So, I don't know. Should we read through it? You don't have to read it, Bear. The headline says all I need to know. There you are. There you are. There you are, people. All right. Well, in that case, let me get to a couple of campaign updates, and then we'll do a box open, people. We will definitely do a opening of a box. But first, people, here we go. From one bear, from one frog to another, it looks like Uncle E's doing really well. Almost $560,000. Congratulations, sir. That's going to buy a lot of pies. That is definitely going to buy a lot of pies. 559,000 and 007. 007. Haven't even seen the last movie. Don't really want to go see it. I'm nervous about going and seeing it. Anyways. Anywho, from one bear to another. That'd be the art T-Bear, and he's got a Thanksgiving update. Well, Bear's got a take a drink update here. There we go. He says, with just days to go before we all give thanks. That's tomorrow. And pig out, more importantly. I wanted to let you all know how thankful I am for each and every one of you who's back black and white and shared this adventure that we've all been on. So he says, now here's the updates. He's got some excellent cards here to show you good people. There you go. The art for the main story is done, pencils, inks, and colors, and the epilogue is 3 pages complete. I'm working on the 4th and final page. He says, just waiting for the colors. Pamela and I are doing last-minute tweaks to the dialogue. Once we're done, it's off to the letterer and the printer. The book is looking amazing. Pardon me. And I am so excited for you all to see it. Thank you all for your patience. He says, here are the finished fan art trading cards. I'm sure you all agree that these 5 contestants are superstars in the making. There you go. So, unfortunately, it didn't he might have left this in a previous update here. I don't recall all of them. I like this one. I like the yin and yang card there. It actually should be a cover. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool here. Anyways, he says, Pamela and I hope that your Thanksgiving holidays are filled. That would be America's Thanksgiving holiday, Peabody. Holiday are filled with love and joy. That's from Art and Pamela. Art and Pamela out there. The brains of the operation. So good stuff. Good stuff. I remember the first book, it took a little while to get out, but I think he had changed his plans multiple times. But doing pretty well. Hopefully, we're going to get this book before Christmas. That would be a great Christmas present for Bear here. Yes, indeed. Oh, good to see Melissa here. Hello. Hope you're doing quite well. Oh, are they doing a D&Q tonight? I don't want to keep you ladies waiting or anything like that. We do have a box open to do, though. A box open from Bear. Yes, indeed. All right, let me find, because there's another one here. There is another one, people. And you are actually going to have to sing along with old Bear here. That's right. All right, people. On a 1, on a 2, on a 3. That'd be the ghosts. The ghosts of Matecumbe Key. Ghost of Matecumbe, people. That's neat. From Graham Nolan. He's got an address update. Hello, Ghost Gang. Well, hopefully not yet. In the future, maybe. In the future. I hope not to be a ghost just yet. Just a quick note as I'm gathering up all the files to send to the printer. Please make sure your shipping address is correct. Once the addresses are locked in, then that is where your packages will ship. So please take a moment, sign into Indiegogo, go to your name in the upper right corner, drop down to My Contributions, and choose the Ghost of Matecumbe. And that's where you can find and check and make sure any changes. Address will be locked. That will be Friday, people, so you need to get on it El Pronto. And he's also got here, let me find it here 1 second, people. For Joe Frankenstein, number 2. Bear needs to, God, still need to read that. He is talking about the CGC update. Just a quick update to let you all know the CGC books have been graded and slabbed, are in the process of being shipped to us here at Compass Comics. Once they arrive and are checked for any defects, Julie will begin to ship them out next week. So there you go. Hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving for you good people. Yes, indeed. That would be from Graham, the great Graham Nolan out there. The great Graham Nolan. And finally, people, from Yanzi Lynn, saver of Bear's camera. Thank you, Yanzi. Updates. She says, hello, 9 Lives Comics backers. Over half of the Axcend main books have been inked, and we're on track with our planned delivery date of 2024. There you are. So looking for some good stuff. This was his book that was, I believe he got like a majority of it done, and then they just weren't going to publish it. So he ended up is going to publish it himself. So very cool. Pages for the supplemental book Extend Respawn, which is 100% brand new material, are almost done. We are just short of 8 pages. Or did he? I can't remember the story behind Extend. I forget if it was done and it just wasn't published, or if it was published but he bought it back for. I forget how that worked out there. But anyways, we are just short of 8 pages from our art team. Then it's off to colors and letters. If you haven't backed, go check out the glow in the dark cover right here, people. It's glow in the dark. There you are. Last, we have added graded CGC books to their web store, 9 Lives Comics. There you go. There you go. It's in the description, people. And you can still buy them from the Level Up campaign. We guarantee a minimum of a grade of 9.6. But every single one of our backers on the previous campaign has received a 9.8 and above. An even large number of 9.9s. There you go. We offer guaranteed grades on our website at 9 Lives. However, you will get the best value if you go to the campaign on Indiegogo here. Good luck searching for it. So I believe that is in the description. If not, Bear will put it in later. But anyways, there is the CGC. Put it up there. Thank you for your continued support. We wish all our backers in the USA a happy Thanksgiving. And screw you, Canada. Screw you, Canada. That was unsaid, but Bear will be the one that says it. Looks pretty cool. That looked pretty good in black and white. Black and white. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Amy says, I haven't heard that there's a D&Q tonight, though Mike is doing an art auction on Friday. So be there. Be there. Let's see. I'm glad you enjoyed our Thanksgiving too. One more thing to be thankful for. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, see. I see. Let's see. Peabody says, hey, I respect America's Thanksgiving. I consider America's Thanksgiving the second greatest Thanksgiving on earth. Wonder what the first one would be. Don't know. Not sure about that one. But we'll take his word for it. We shall take his word for it. All right, people. Well, one of Bear's favorite things here It's been the... Oops, that's not it. It's been the angry Irene out here. Always enjoyed this one. But you know what, people? He has cause not to be angry because he has shipped out his book, people. In fact, Bear's got it right here for you good people to check out. So let me leave this here, and I gotta get some camera and light stuff situated here. So talk amongst yourselves. Thing with the thing. The thing. Make sure it looks pretty. It's pretty out there. Yes, indeed. That's what bears are known for. Making things look pretty. Making things look pretty. All right. All right. Good old angry Aaron. Angry Aaron out here. All right. Let me do the thing. Do the thing. No, not Jimmy. Jimmy Olson. Poor Jimmy Olson. Where are we? Get out of that. I'm going to... I will be able to see everybody's chat, but I'm going to get rid of that. That because... Booyah, people. Booyah. We've got a great... Oh, gosh, dang it. I got a shadow in there. Is it that? It is that. I got my little... got a little sound deadening towel there. But that's all right, people. That is all right. We've got everything right up front here for you good people. So we're going to go ahead, get right on into it. P-Mice says, I'll talk to myself, but he keeps giving me the silent treatment. Well, I'm sorry about that, P-Money. Sorry to hear that. Speaking of hearing, la 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 la. Turn this. All right. La la la. It's a little. Let me turn it up just a touch. Just a tad for you to be. Otherwise, people can't hear Bear. All right, Bear can hear Bear just fine. Bear can hear Bear just fine for you good people. All right. Yes, indeed, people. We actually got literally just today. So it is hot off of not only the presses, but also hot off of the back of the mail truck. The mail truck out there. So let's go ahead and get right on into it, people. You know, Bear was out. You know the story, people. Bear was out foraging through the neighborhood trash cans. Well, all of a sudden, the postman came up delivering a package to little Timmy McTimmerson. Well, Bear took him aside, threw the postman away, and he only got this package here. So let's go ahead, get right on into it, people. Get right on into it. Let me adjust the camera here. Hopefully it doesn't do anything strange. Oh, of course, I got my marker here. Hello, marker. Here we go. There's that. There is that. Oh, gosh, I forgot. P-Money, I apologize. I do apologize. We'll do it here. We'll do it on... Oh, bear. Bears. Box openings. There we go. How was that, P-Money? Was that acceptable? I hope that was acceptable for him. Hope that was. Anyways, got the old trusty knife here. You know, the claws. They just aren't what they used to be. So let's go ahead. Get right on into it, people. You know, only dropped the one time there. That's okay. That's all right. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you so much. Pacific Highway. Lovely. Oh, he's got a thank you on the back. Well, thank you, Aaron. Well, little Timmy thanks you, but he didn't get his package. So, gosh, I feel bad. Gosh darn it. Feel bad tearing into the lovely... Let's see, I can't get rid of the sticker, can I? Nope, I got to tear right through it. So, thank you, Aaron. Thank you very much. Do appreciate that. Do appreciate it, sir. So let's go ahead. Get into the tape. Bear's Nemesis here. Bear's Nemesis. Let's see. Oh, P-Money says, I was getting worried. Okay. There we are. So I hope that was well. I hope that was well enough for you, sir. God, everybody's got to be a critic out there. Everybody's got to be a critic. But that's all right. Go ahead, get right on into it here, people. You know what, people? Oh, my goodness. migrant. I was reading about that. Pacific Northwest. People, this could actually be bear right in time for Thanksgiving, the traditional Thanksgiving of home delivery of salmon. Home delivery. This could actually be bear might actually finally get just in time for Thanksgiving some delicious salmon. Bear would be in your debt. Bear would be in Aaron's debt. All right, there we go. There is the sign of quality there. We're actually talking about that with your boy Zach's comics. Not quite. Didn't have the sign of quality, so that kind of had the knock on it the last time there. All right, so let's go ahead, get right on into it, people. Enough of this jibber jabber. Let me adjust that real quick. There we go. Enough of this jibber jabber. Let's go ahead and get right on into it, people. Home delivery of salmon on 3, 2, 1. Oh gosh darn it! It's not salmon. All right. Bear once again fooled by a box. Fooled by a box. Oh, look at all the great swag, though. Holy cow. Look at that, people. Pretty cool. Bookmark, a couple of cards, Kit Carter, Wraith, let's see. I think the Wraith had the, was it an ace? I think it was an ace of spades. If Beer remembers correctly the last time. So now you got a queen of hearts, and Garbage Man. Garbage Man, always taking away Bear's food. How dare you? How dare you? But first, people, we actually got a nice little, I believe it's a letter here from old Aaron LOPRESTI. Let's take a look. Well, that wouldn't be reading it upside down. He says, thank you for supporting. Can we see that? Let's get a little closer there. Thank you for supporting the Wraith of God Blood Hunters campaign. This project would not have been possible without your generous and faithful support. Well, it was little Timmy's, but Bear will take the credit. You are an integral part of this process, and we can't adequately express our appreciation for your participation in this large undertaking. We hope that you enjoy the second issue of Wraith of God, as much as you did the first. I did enjoy it. As always, it was an incredibly fun and enjoyable project to create and publish. As we continue to expand the Empire Comics line of characters and properties, we sincerely hope you will continue to be a part of this exciting endeavor as we continue to move forward. And that's from Aaron and Shelley with a smiley face. I don't know, can we see the smiley face? Thank you, Shelley. Thank you so much. That would be from Aaron and Shelley LOPRESTI. There you are. There you are, people. Nothing on the back. It's all up front here. Thank you, Aaron. He did that on the original Wraith of God campaign. So thank you so much, Aaron. Very cool. Very cool, sir. All right, let's see what we got. We got a Ashcan book, the Roughs. Looks like with what's the cards on the back. We'll get it in just a moment. Oh no, momento, because we've got the main attraction here. That'd be the cover of Blood Hunters. Can we see that? There we go. A little bit better. Blood Hunters. The Wraith. If I remember correctly, this is a wraparound. That's on the back there. We'll get into it, people. Let's go ahead. Jump straight on into it without any delay. Let's see. A box open without a theme song is like Marvel's movie not breaking box office records. That's true. That is true. I wonder if Timmy has ever watched Bear's show. Well, he may have, but good luck getting your books. Good luck getting your books. Ha ha ha! Bear's got it now. Bear's got it now. All right, shake it out here. Come on, man. Here we are. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. White piece of paper. Yeah, it is a wraparound cover there. Wow, that is a thick book. That is a thick book. That is the wraparound cover there. Pretty cool. Thank you, Aaron. Let's just pop it open. Pop it open and see what we got inside here. Let's see. Created, written, and illustrated by Aaron LOPRESTI. Colors by... I'm probably going to mispronounce this, but Omi Remalate Jr. I hope I get that right. And Gabe El Taib. I remembered how to pronounce his name. Pages 5 and 7. Interesting. Lettering by Warren Montgomery. Cover art by Aaron LOPRESTI on versions A, B, and C. Wraith, pinup by Adam Miller. A symbol for printing by Kurt Heathaway. And proofs by Christina Lynn. Oh, there you go. Very cool. Special appearance by Raymond Bladsell as the Doctor. I wonder if he did something where it was like you could have yourself drawn in as a pardon me, as a character. Getting all choked up here, people. Getting all choked up because look at that! Holy cow, that is good. Some good colors. Daughter of Satan, your time of judgment is at hand. That is that's a quote and a half right there. There you go. I like the blacks. I like the blacks in there. That looks pretty cool. Ooh, says Amy. Ooh, says Amy. Yes, indeed. I do like the colors. Actually, I like how they did because it's at night. It's at night, so it's got kind of an interesting look to all that sort of stuff. Very cool. Very cool. Oops. Gosh dang it. So I remember on the first one, he had like a very cool opening couple pages here. Let's see. Special thanks to Shelley LOPRESTI and Faith LOPRESTI and all of the financial backers who made this book possible throughout their resources, trust, and belief in this project. Yes, indeed. I remember very early on when Aaron was doing this, he was trying to sell his... Let's see. I remember I forget if it was his sketches or if he was trying to do a Garbage Man, and it just didn't get funded. And I know that probably weighed on him a little bit here, but really came back with it, with the Wraith series, and continuing on with Kit Carter and hopefully Garbage Man here in the future. So there you go. Loving it, man. Loving it. Looking good. I remember all the panels the last time. Oh, watch out. There's a Dracula there. Drinking blood from a lovely young lady there. Oh, yeah. Watch out. Watch out. There you go. So, yeah, the last issue, I think they were dealing with werewolves. So this is kind of set in the Old West, the Western times. So you got this. Uh-oh, watch out. Don't want to spoil anything there, but pretty cool. Yeah, I really like how Aaron does his panels here. You know, it's not always, you know, the straight, you know, block and block and block and block. It's got a very interesting way that he has you kind of go down the page or across the page. Looking pretty cool. That guy looks pretty dead there. He's looking not well at all. Oh, the missing sheriff. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert, people. Spoiler alert. I remember this one. I remember that was in like a campaign update, if Berg remembers correctly, like a sketch or something that he was doing there. So I don't want to get too far into the book. Is that Garbage Man? That's Garbage Man. Oh, this must be a whole different story. Yeah, this is a whole different story here, I think. I don't want to be spoiling anything here for you people. Oh, okay, there's the end. I don't want to spoil that. So this must be the add-on. Yeah, there we go. At Night of the Living Jed. Night of the Living... There, we can see it a bit better. There we go. Night of the Living Jed. So a Garbage Man story that you get tacked on to your book, which is still pretty thick there. I don't know how many pages this is. Oops. Bear with bear here. Bear with bear. But great coloring. There we go. There's Jed. A big man whose life was too short. Much like the postman. Today. Oh well. R.I.P. No wonder the postal service is losing money. Ah, here we go. A Kit Carter story. Very cool. So this is the next book that Aaron has coming out. So we got the monkey there. And of course, the lovely Kit Carter. Very cool. Very, very cool. So you literally get not only Wraith of God, but you get Garbage Man and a Kit Carter story. Trying to get the old claws. Gosh darn it, people. That's the life. That's the life of beer. The life of beer. So, anyways, there we go. Coming up, Kit Carter, Wraith of God 3, Fear Hollow. Fear Hollow. Pretty cool. I could have sworn he had a Wraith or something, or a Garbage Man in there. Ah, interesting. He's got letters that you can write to him. Interesting. Just wanted to say thanks for fulfilling Wraith of God so promptly. We received the book in original art as well as all the campaign extras, and the items were in great shape. The book was superb and the epilogue was outstanding. It was pretty good. It truly deserves all the favorable reviews it had received. Yeah, Bear said it was best book of 2022. We cannot wait for the next campaign to go live right here. I have no doubt that it will exceed the success of Wraith. It did. From Matthew Proger from New Zealand. Crikey. Matthew, thank you. This is Aaron. Thank you so much for the kind words and great support. You and your wife and son have given the campaigns. Can't wait to hear your reaction to Blood Hunters, which you're holding in your hands right now. Or claws, as it were. Or claws. So there you go. That's a pretty cool one. Pretty cool art piece there. Oh, can we see that? There we go. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Flip a page. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of like an old school book in the back there. Empire info. Let's see. Item. Eon Chance has big plans for the mutated pumpkin-headed Garbage Man is right in the middle as he continues his righteous crusade against the aftermath of Titan's experiments. And you get Aaron's articulations as well. Interesting. What you have been reading in the left-hand column are stories that... Oh, okay, so all this stuff over here. Okay. What you're reading in the left-hand column are stories that very well could be in your hands in the coming months or years. This largely depends on your interests. So all this stuff over here are ideas. There we go. Sorry, people. Gosh dang it, it ain't focusing. Anyways. Different ideas that he has. Let's see. The Wraith and Esther head to the northeast to battle the Headless Horsemen of Fear Hollow. Very cool. But something even more sinister is behind the Spectre reappearance, as a powerful adversary from the Wraith's past reveals himself, and a confrontation is inevitable. So that must be the next book there. But pretty cool. Pretty cool. So that's the front. That's the wrap around. It wraps around, people. It might also wrap as well. I haven't heard it spit any rhymes here, but there you go. There is that. We'll get to that in just a minute. But we also got the roughs as well here, people. Art looks really good in that, says P Money. There you go. Always looking pretty good from Aaron. Always. Let's go ahead and get right on into this one. And he's got the swag as well. You always got to appreciate the swag. Did I get it? I got it. So let's check out some of the extras here. If I can get them all out here. Shake it all out. Here we go. All right, there's that. Get that out of the way. So here we go, people. Got some interesting stuff. Wraith of God. Let's see. Can we see that? That's a little dark. I apologize, people. There we go. A little bit better. Wraith of God. He's got all the information on the back there. I'm sorry, it's a little small, people, but there you go. Let's see. That's a little small for Bear. I need to get Bear's glasses out. That's terrible. Bear hates getting old. Kit Carter. Very cool. Coming pretty soon. There we are. There we go. Pretty cool. I can't remember. I don't recall if this was the cover for the book or not. I'd have to go back and check out the campaign. Need to go check out the campaign, but there you go. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Kit Carter is an officer in the Order of Galactic Rangers. There you are. Pretty cool. Pretty cool there. There you go. Wraith and... Was it Esther? Was that her name? I can't remember. I want to say it was Esther, but I could be wrong. She's kind of a sidekick, as you will, for the Wraith. They got kind of a backstory as well, but very cool. Bear always likes the bookmarks. You know, sometimes Bear, he's got to do stuff in the woods, so it's always helpful to, you know, put the bookmark in there and come back right to it. Nothing on back. And finally, if you can get to it here, there'd be Garbage Man. Garbage Man, he's like, rawr, rawr. Pretty cool. Here we are. There we are. Let's see. Attorney Richard. What does that say? Oh, Richard Ethan Moore was on the fast track to partnership with his law firm in Myanmar City when Morse was given the Titan Pharmaceuticals account. And of course, all sorts of bad stuff happens. I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of a step up. I think it's really a step up. I mean, you could have just been a lawyer, but now you're a garbage man. Now you're a garbage man. Rawr. Here we go. Thank you, Aaron. And of course... Oh, whoops. I almost forgot. I almost forgot the queen. The queen of hearts here. Maybe Esther. Man, this is going to take a while to get all the other cards, isn't it? We're going to need a 50 odd number of books here, aren't we? There you go. But you put that with the deck. I believe it was the ace, if Bear remembers correctly. So you got the queen of hearts, and the old ace of spades for the Wraith. The Wraith out there. There you go. Thank you, Aaron. And of course, the rough cuts. Rough cuts here. So, I showed some of the pages there. Ah, here we go. If I can get to it. Hang out loud, Bear. There we go. Story page 15. Oh, of Garbage Man. Yeah, we just saw that. So there you go. There's the original sketches for Jed Pickett's A Big Man with a Life Too Short. Yes, indeed. And of course, Nightclub as well. Page 14 of Nightclub. Let's see if we can get some Wraith here. Let's see. There we go. Page 34 and 35. Very nice. I think we saw some of this. Yeah. We saw that. We saw that panel earlier. So there you go. I think it's pretty close to where he had it. There might have been another panel in there. I think he had another one in here somewhere. I'll have to go back and take a look, but pretty close. I like how they show this, not only the art, but also the story progression as well. So you can say, oh, okay, this is where they changed and did something a little bit different. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Does it say anything up front here? Come on, man. Oh, well, oh, man, now I've just ruined the value here. A collection of layouts from the Blood Hunters book. Signed, I don't know if we can see that, signed and numbered 152 out of 400. Well, I just ruined it. It's going in the pile with the Malin book and all the others. Now, look at it. It used to be flat. Now it's all, for crying out loud, Bear literally ruins everything. Anyways, there you are. There is your Wraith of God, people. Wraith of God. Numero 2. That would be Blood Hunters for you good people. Yes, indeed. There you go. Thank you, Aaron. Do appreciate that. Do appreciate that very much. I always like the letters. I always appreciate that. Kind of a nice personal touch. Very nice personal touch that they kind of reach out and say, this wasn't a book in the store. This wasn't a book in the store. You had the vision. Well, little Timmy McTimerson had the vision of saying, you know, that Wraith of God #1, that was a really good book. Let's go ahead and do #2. I'm going to put my money up ahead of time. And gosh, what was that? I think it was about a year. So it wasn't a long turnaround. He did that pretty quickly. I remember Irene, not quite as much as Graham Nolan. I don't think he did it every week, but did a pretty good job of keeping everybody up to date. What was going on with Wraith, you know, the story progression, the art progression, all that sort of stuff. So people got to see that as it went along and kind of felt part of the process. So there you go. There you go. I like all that. I like the swag that came with it. Of course, the letter as well. Very interesting roughs. Of course, Bear was rough to it, and now freaking I can't get my salmon out of it now. Gosh dang it! But other than that, I really like the coloring. I really like the colorist Gabe and the other gentleman. I apologize. Even though I went to go get it, I probably would mangle it. So the colorist on Wraith of God #2, very good, very excellent work out there. Very much looking forward to checking it out and seeing what it's all about. The first one is really good, really good. A little bit more hit very much on sort of a kind of, pardon me people, pardon me here. Here's your ears. There you go. Very much on sort of a religious aspect to it as well, which you know, for a sort of monsters book, in that case it was werewolves. Very interesting, and it fit in with the story that they were trying to tell and the characters, I should say. Very cool, very interesting. The Wraith is kind of a man of I want to say costumes, a man of different faces. He dresses up as like, I remember the last one, it was like a big bearded guy that was playing poker when the main bad guy was coming in. They had to kind of figure out, okay, because the werewolves, they would kind of shapeshift. So the Wraith had to kind of pull his own little tricks on them as well. So yeah, I liked how all that stuff fit in. Dracula as well. Very much looking forward to it. Very much looking forward to checking it out and seeing what it's all about. And I need to make a apology, not only to you good people, but of course Irene as well. You know, Bear tries to do. In fact, he's got a number of nice comments from some of the artists out there. Oh, Bear, I saw your review of, you know, the book that I did, and I thought it was really good. And I've been neglecting. I've literally had all of the artwork, all of the art assets that I need to do an HDR review for like literally the past year, and it's just been literally one thing after the other, just compounding Bear here. I also was trying to find sort of the through line, the theme of the review as well. Sometimes that takes Bear a little while. I might just have to do kind of 1 and 2 together here. So we'll read it out. I'll let you people know about what Bear thinks about it. We'll give it the old thumbs up. Probably for sure. Going from Aaron, probably it's going to get the old thumbs up. Just the artwork on there looks great. Coloring as well. He added 2 extra stories to it with Kit Carter and Garbage Man. So you got your money's worth. You definitely got your, I'm trying to remember, $30, $35, something like that for it. So yeah, you definitely got a great book and then some, plus all the great extras that you had there as well. So anyways, we'll have to do it just kind of does it for Barry. He's gonna have to do a review, but said so before. Wraith of God #1 was the book of 2022. So far it is CyberFrog #2. So we'll see if that switches places here. We shall see. Let's see. P Money. So let me get the chat up here. There we go. Let's see. P Money says wearing glasses. Now, do we have to see him do that at some point? If you look at Bear's avatar, it's right on there. Let's see. Yeah, the letter as a forward is nice. Yeah, it was very nice. Very nice. Bear in glasses, very sophisticated. As sophisticated as bears can be, I suppose. Let's see. I'm glad some of the comic creators notice when you review their books. I'm happy for you about that. Oh, thank you, P Money. Thank you so much. Yeah, I remember meeting Kelsey down in Tampa, and we were talking and all this other stuff, and then he gets back, to, the swamps or wherever Kelsey's from out there in Louisiana, and he's like, oh, yeah, that was the bear that did the review on there. And he kind of gave me a nice little thumbs up on that one. So, yeah, it's always fun. It's always fun. Again, it's trying to get the word out to other people. I'm not trying to bask in the glory or anything like that. Was really hoping for some freaking salmon. But we'll take a book here just on the side there. But yeah, really, that was Bear's channel for what, 2.5 years or so, was box opens and reviews. That's where Bear literally cut his claws at. So really have been meaning to get back into the reviews. Let's see. Week before last, we were doing all the box opens. So it had been a while since Bear had just done a number of dedicated box openings. I do like doing the live ones, but, sometimes I do like getting set up and just doing as its own little thing and kind of going through it and making sure everything's just as perfect as it can be. Instead of Bear just kind of, rambling through here. So, did Kelsey confuse you with the other Bear that reviews Comicsgate books? He must have. It was all, not a whole lot of sleep was had down there in Tampa. So we were all kind of going through on a haze. So I do not fault Kelsey at all. Don't fault him at all. All right. If anybody has any questions for Bear on any of the stuff here, he will bring it up to the camera. But we'll go ahead, go right back here, get right back to it because I think that was it. For Bear. Let's see. I did the review or the campaign reviews. Yep. Got that. Goes to Matecumbe Key. Of course, the Art T Bear book coming out, black and white. Yes, indeed. You people didn't want Bear to do the old Jimmy Olsen story here, so I'll leave that there. Again, I still think that it's going to be sold. I don't think the vision of Warner Brothers as it is right now is going to see the light of day. It could be wrong, but there you go. There's your new Jimmy Olsen. He sort of looks like it. I don't know. He'll probably die in the first 5 or 10 minutes, and that'll be that. Because they've got they've had a bunch of people. I was trying to look for all the people that were going to be in this. Yeah, here we go. Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl. Eddie Garthy as Mr. Terrific. Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. Anthony Kerrigan as Metafuro. How do you say it? Metamorpho. I apologize, people. Gosh darn it. Again, glasses. Let me make that bigger. And Maria Gabrielle de Ferra, incarnation of the Engineer. So you've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Superman would be 6. Lois Lane 7. They were talking about Lex Luthor. I don't know if he's going to be making it. Oh, there's another one. Let's see. A Victoria's Secret Angel. I hope one of the good ones and not one of the oversized ones there. Will be making an appearance as Luthor's assistant, Eve Teachmayer. So what are we up to? 8 characters now. 8. Jimmy Olsen 9. Man, this is going to be a 5-hour-long movie. Ay. Anyways. Let's see. Amy says, Mike gave me a link to forward to you. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Mike. And Amy. Forward to Bear here for the Top Grift book since it got banned on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. That is the book Elliot sent you the... I can't see it. Board drawing? The stinking heart. Hit the heart if you hate the heart. I'm going to hit the heart because I hate the heart out here. Let's see. What is it? Bonus drawing. Thank you. It gets behind there and Bear can't see it. So, okay. Let's see. How do I get a link? I will. Gosh, dang it. I keep forgetting to put it back in there. If you go to thecomicsbear at protonmail.com, you can send Bear an email. I haven't looked at that in a while, so I'll have to go check that out in the next day or so. But yeah, you can drop that there. Thecomicsbear at Proton. It's Proton. Oops, of course that's not doing it. Let's see. Proton. Protonmail.com. You can send it there, and Bear will check it out. Oh, let's see. P-Money says, okay, I gotta help the wife and the kids get to bed. Okay, there you go. Have a great night, everyone. Well, P-Money, you as well. And, just kind of, sort of sell. You just have a turkey sandwich or something tomorrow. Let's see. My wife is a big Nathan Fillion fan. I'll have to tell her about him being a Guy Gardner. I hadn't heard that before. Yeah, I think he got announced that pretty early on, if Bear remembers correctly. So, anyways, thank you, P-Money. Thank you so much. Do appreciate you always being out here, keeping Bear company. Actually, Arlene was keeping Bear company the last show. Thanks to Arlene. I haven't seen her, but thanks to Arlene out there. Yes, indeed. All right, well, we're getting a little bit late. Bear's got a hockey game to go check out as well, so we're going to go ahead. Thank everybody, including P-Money, Amy, and Melissa out here, pardon me. And, of course, all of our Russian bots and lurkers. Yes, indeed. And, of course, Aaron LOPRESTI out here as well. For the great, let me get to it. For the great, come on, Bear, do the thing with the thing. For the great, get to it. For the great book as well here. Thank you, Aaron. Do appreciate that very much, sir. Very much. God bless Arlene as well. If she's around, we do appreciate her. Kept Bear company the last time around. All right, people. Well, you know what? All this talk about turkeys, Thanksgivings, yada, yada, yada. It's making Bear hungry. So he's going to head back into the woods. So until next time, people. Grrr. A grrr. Good night, everybody. Have a happy Thanksgiving out there. Have a happy Thanksgiving. And turn it off somehow.